what do you make of the figures released today?
We're obviously very pleased with the figures, which show the biggest reduction in crime for the last 2 years, which, given that we're in a recession and most people predicted that crime would rise during the recession, it's really good to see the big reductions in burglary, in violent crime, in robbery, in vehicle crime. So we're really pleased about that, but on the other hand, we're not complacent and there is still a lot more we want to do.
What's pleased you the most?
It's really the reductions in burglary. Last year burglary was going up and there was a lot of public concern about that. We put a huge amount of work into Operation Storm, as we call it. Lots of messages out to the public, but particularly targeting the most persistent offenders, wanted persons. We've introduced our top 10 wanted burglars. We've really concentrated on those individuals. So it's really pleasing, again, at a time of recession when we thought crime would increase, to see burglary coming down so significantly.
What are the areas that still concern you the most?
Well, overall, you've got to be concerned at the level of crime in Greater Manchester. Manchester is a big city. Obviously, crime is always highest in the cities. We have a lower level of violent crime than Birmingham and London, and actually lower than places like Nottingham and Hull. But on the other hand, in terms of vehicle crime, it is very high, so we need to concentrate on that. And I've also pointed out the burglary is still very high. Figures are coming down, but burglary is still too high. But there are particular features about Manchester and Greater Manchester, and one issue is particularly the student population, which tends to be pretty attractive. And for instance, when we have a student house broken into, if there are 5 victims, we have to record 5 burglaries. So it's that sort of thing which can put the figures up. So some of this is a recording issue, but it's really important that we understand that. And beyond that, you know, it is pleasing on the other hand to see that we've continued the reductions in gun crime, and as I say, we have a lower level of violent crime now than Birmingham and London.
We've seen today that you set a 90-day deadline to improve. How do today's crime figures fit in with that?
Well, it obviously shows that we are making signs of improvement, but it's also about public confidence. Statistics are fine, but it's also about what do the public feel, and therefore, as well as doing the big stuff, the big football matches, the party conferences, gun crime, gang crime, we've got to deal with those issues at a local level, antisocial behaviour, those sorts of things. So, you know, part of the 90-day plan is all the work we're putting into neighbourhood policing, increasing the number of neighbourhood officers out there, but it's also looking particularly at serious violent crime. You know, the fact that we do again have a high level of that, putting a particular concentration on that, and also trying to reduce some of the backlogs and some of the bureaucracy that we have in Greater Manchester Police. So we want to continue that improvement. We don't want to be under the focus of people like the Home Office. I'm really confident about what we're doing. We've seen some outstanding arrests in the last few days, some great information from the public which we've acted upon, and that's got to be the long-term strategy. Better relationships with the local people, they knowing their local officers, they giving us more information and us acting on that information to get more people committing crime locked up.